Sharif D. King, TV King, Sharif, my guy, Big Cruz.
Yes, sir. My brother.
What's good, bro?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm good. Bro, you give me New York vibes. You give me
Everybody
New York
say
vibes.
that.
And for me, that's big love. I'm from New York, I'm from Harlem, so it means a lot to see that New York vibe here in the DMV area. What does it mean to you to present that kind of feeling where you're like a mesh of DC, Maryland, Virginia, but also you're kind of meshing that with like a whole new area? Maybe not a whole new area, but just a different space.
Absolutely. I'm glad you say that, man, because everyone who I meet, they always say the same thing. And I think it's due to the fact that, you know, I actually used to live in New York. So I think when I moved out there, I kind of got, I lived in New York for about like 8 years. So I got like adapted to their culture, they swag, you know, everything of that nature. So I think just mixing that with what I like was known growing up, it just makes me who I am. So I love it. It's me, you know. And people know that. Like people from DC know that. They know, because then they hear the slang that I speak, and they're like, okay, I know he's from here, but he just got swag. So yeah, it feel good, man. So
tell me, when you was in New York, I gotta hear what was your favorite dish, your favorite place to hang out.
All right.
I need it all.
All right, bet. Favorite dish would probably be, it's this spot in Queens, man. It's this spot in Queens. It was, I forgot the name. It was like a notorious like takeout spot over there by like Jamaica Avenue. But that was like my favorite spot. They had like everything. Like it was a Jamaican spot. I forgot the name, but that's my favorite spot. And my favorite place to hang out in New York would probably be like Soho.
Okay.
When I was coming up, because me and my people, like we like to shop, hang out there, you know. There's a whole bunch of like bars on the Lower East over there too, so we just bar hop, shit like that. And yeah, man, that's probably my favorite part to chill when I'm in New York. You know?
It's funny you say Queens because I was watching DTLR, DJ Quicksilver. You were doing a freestyle and you mentioned St. John's. So I'm like, did you go to school in St. John's? What's the connection with that?
Yeah, man. So I went to St. John's University. Yeah, same school as J. Cole. So that's why I'm like, you know, I'm following the same path. But you know, it's crazy. Like he's the one that actually inspired me to go there. It's crazy because when I was applying to schools in high school, like quick backstory, you know what I mean? I had got like a deal when I was 17. I had got offered a deal when I was 17 because I had this song that I dropped called Lifestyle, and like it just picked up like on SoundCloud back in the day, like 2014. So then I got an offer for a deal, but I couldn't sign it because I was under 17. I mean, I was under 18. So, you know, trying to get my legal guardians to sign it, they wasn't rocking. So unfortunately, I couldn't sign. So pretty much, I just started like not going to school because I was thinking I'm hot. Like everybody know me. I'm just going out. Like I'm just start messing up in school. So when it was time to like go to college and stuff like that, when I was applying and like sending my like applications out, everybody was denying me. My grades was too low. My GPA was low. Like ACT score, shit like that was low. And then out of nowhere, like long story short, St. John's was the only university that accepted me out of all the schools, and they accepted me on like some crazy, like a crazy way, and that's a different story, but that's how I went, you know. So yeah, I did go to St. John's. Yeah.
And so, what would it have been like to know that you went to St. John's, J. Cole went to St. John's, and imagine y'all linking up on some St. John's stuff, like, look, we went to the same school, why don't we do this? What inspired you about his story?
That'll be, to your point, that'll be a dream come true if that happened, because J. Cole at the time, he was my favorite artist. Like all my friends know, like people like that I grew up with, like in high school and things like that, they know like Cole was my favorite. And he's the reason like just how good he was and like the music he made just made me want to go to the same school he went to. Cause I don't know, like if Cole didn't go to St. John's, not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't have went. Like I probably, like just being honest with you. Cause he just gave me that vision. Plus New York, I was like, I don't want to try something new. I want to try a fast-paced city, you know, see how I like it. So yeah, man, that would be crazy, and it will happen soon because I'm big on manifestation.
Yeah,
so
say that.
I know it's gonna happen. I see it now. You know, I'm just waiting on that moment.
So does that mean you will want to sign to J. Cole? Are you looking to be that guy to look? You know what? I look up to him. Let me be the guy who signs to him and do it the way he did it.
It's funny you say that. So my younger self, right? If it was about 10 years ago, I would say hell yeah, absolutely, all the way. But now, like, really, like, understanding the business of music, just being in it for, like, you know, however many years I've been in it, it really, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter or that's not, you know, something that'll help me out. That would be a dream come true if that happened. But at the end of the day, like, I know the game, and it's just like at this point, it's like, all right, if it makes sense, it makes sense. If not, you know, I'm Big Cruz at the end of the day, so I want to lay my footsteps on the ground and, you know, maybe inspire someone else in the future that'll have the same desires and go to the same schools that I went to. So that's where I see it.
I love that you say I'm Big Cruz. Do you get a lot of flack from calling yourself big at all?
Nah,
Big
not really.
is a thing that people are like, whoa, he said he's big. What does that mean? What does it mean to you to put big in front of Cruz?
It's not the little one, I'll tell you that. But I see where you're coming from. It's funny you say that. So I actually had another rap name I was going with about 2000, like when I first started all the way to like about 2019, 2020. It was Cruzer Santana. So my nickname growing up has always been Cruzer. All my friends called me that, so that was like my first name. Santana came from Santana Moss of the Washington Redskins back when they was the football team. So I kind of put those two together and bam, that was my name, Cruzer Santana. So the issue that I was facing with that name, to be honest with you, was, especially in the industry, you know, it's a lot of things about this game is like so simple that you wouldn't even think, but it'll like go over your head. So with me, right, I'm Albanian, like I'm 100% Albanian, so that's like my background. So coming in the game and having a name that what people would say sounds Spanish, it kind of like gave a lot of backlash. So it was pretty much, from what I was getting advice to from my management and people like that, it was confusing the audience and confusing the people who've never heard of me before and take a look at me and listen to me and see my name and see what I'm doing. It was just confusing them. So they pretty much had to make that change. So it was pretty much like a dramatic, like, you know, image change of, you know, what's the word for it? It's a specific word they use in the industry, like rebranding. We had to rebrand you. So pretty much when I did the whole rebranding phase, took that name out, and, you know, Cruz is always my name, like, you know, so Cruz stayed, and just put Big Cruz, and kind of just ran with it, and it kind of elevated everything I've been doing. It kind of made me unique, you know, I wasn't sounding like something, you know, out of the ordinary. It's simple to remember, and that's just, you know, that's just how we went about it. So when I put it there, I wasn't really thinking like, oh, I'm Big Dog. I mean, nah, it's just, you know, Big Cruz, you know. It's a lot of artists I know with big in front of their name, and, you know, I don't think it really mattered much in my opinion, but yeah.
I love the confidence behind it. I do want to tap into what were your thoughts in that rebranding stage, because we're in a space and a time where social media is huge. The internet is big, applications are big, things like that. And so when you rebrand, it can mean a bunch of different things. Were you ever thinking about changing not just your style, but changing your genre of music?
Absolutely. Like when you're in that rebranding phase with especially with like higher ups and people who actually like, you know, are coming as a collective to work for you and with you, it's like you got to really listen to what they're saying, because at the end of the day, no matter what, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You don't owe no one anything. Like, this is your path, your career, especially as an artist. From what I see, it's your art. People shouldn't tell you how to make music, what to make, how to look, how to dress, how to sound. That's you. That's for you to create. So I always kept that in mind. That never really affected my thought process as far as like when it comes to the industry. But I would say, as far as the switching the sound and things like that, I did start experimenting with, like, you know, different type of beats. You know what I mean? More, let's say, slower beats or R&B type vibes, or maybe some urban, some pop, or maybe, you know, dance hall, or whatever the case may be. So when I was in that phase, I just kind of tried those different types of lanes, and it's always good in my opinion, because you never know what may come out of it. But, you know, once I found like what my sound was, my cohesive sound, as I like to call it, because I don't like to put myself in a category.
A box.
Exactly. So once I found that cohesive, you know, circle, I like to call it.
Found your niche.
Exactly. Found my niche. I just ran with it, and it's been good so far. But
I love that you hinted to that, because you have this unique backpack sound, which right now it's not really a boom bap sound. That's not really the popular music. And you're making that sound that people are like, oh, you know what, we want to see New York go back to that. We want to see the East Coast go back to that. Is it difficult being the artist that you are in this time?
Absolutely. I would say absolutely. You know, people always going to have opinions. People always going to have different ears. You know what I'm saying? People like different stuff. So it's about, you know, I'm real big on like separating myself from everybody else. You know what I mean? I want to stand out, you know. Everyone going to the right, now I'm going to go to the left. You know what I mean? That's just the mindset I've had. So it's been a struggle and kind of like a back and forth, like, you know, kind of me versus me moment, because I'm really trying to showcase like my sound. And how I see it, to be honest with you, man, it's like, look, if you like it, cool. If you don't, it's not for you.
Right.
It's not for your ears. You know, it's a whole bunch of genres, a whole bunch of songs out here that, you know, for sure if I hear, I may not like, but that doesn't mean someone else might not. So it's not for my ears. You know what I mean? So that's just how I see it.
How do you stay confident in the DMV area? You've moved around quite a bit. You're doing a different sound.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage to stay confident in the DMV area doing the music that you do?
That's a real good question, man. And the way I stay confident in my own city and like in the whole DMV is like, I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. And a lot of people, especially like in the DMV, like you're so used to hearing like one cohesive sound or something that's like, you know, not the typical, you know, lyricist, not the typical, you know, R&B vibes, but a lot of people don't know, man, it's a lot of artists out here that have so many different sounds, bro. Like, doesn't even have to be street, doesn't even have to be trap, doesn't even have to be like rap. Like, I know people that do like crazy shows here at Echo Stage and at the Fillmore that are from the DMV area that are dope, are super dope. So I like to, like, what keep me confident is just like, I know I have a fan base, I have a solid fan base here, like I have a core fan base, so those are my people since day one. Like I can drop a classical album and they'll support it. So that's just how I keep my confidence is the core fan base and the fans that I have here. You know, they keep me going, they keep me motivated, so.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he's always confident no matter where he is, whether it's music or even on the court. One of the things that I do think is he's picked up a lot, you know, especially being in New York City, that street ball vibe. I saw some clips of you playing basketball, a celebrity basketball game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah,
what have you picked up in New York City that you've put in your back pocket, in your bag, that you still use today?
Man, all right, so with the New York, definitely got to learn how to be aggressive. That's number one. You got to have some type of aggression in you, whether it's, you know, slight or not, you got to have some type of aggression, but in a good way, you know, that's where I keep it. That, just the hustle, you know, and when I was living out there, I just see people wake up every day at 7, don't come home till 7, 8, and then they wake up and do the same thing every day, blah, 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 or, you know, working 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day, or whatever the case may be, just being outside, especially with this music industry, rappers is just back and forth here and there, so that, you know, the hustle, and just that whole, like, that, I don't know, it's like, I've always had self-confidence, so that's never been an issue,
Yeah.
But I would say, just the overall, like, environment out there, you know what I mean? It's I would say, you know, New York has millions of people, so it's harder to stand out there than it is somewhere that maybe doesn't have as many people, but, you know, I see people working out there just getting to it. So that just
You
inspired
definitely
me.
picked up the trash talk. I said, oh, he goes to Instagram against Tory Lanez. I said, oh, he's brave. He's brave to talk about Tory Lanez. He said, I had Tory Lanez on lock. What was it like playing against guys like Tory Lanez?
Man, shout out to Tory, man. You know, he was cool. He was good. To be honest with you, I cooked him. I cooked him.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I cooked him. I know y'all seen the video. Nah, he was a cool dude, man. You know, shout out to him and prayer to him, whatever he's going through. So.
Right,
you know.
right. So you got more than 150K views on YouTube. Static is one of those things. You're making static, man. What do you think is the biggest way to make static right now? What has caused you for people to say, you know what, Big Cruz, I see him, he's making static?
You know what it is? The biggest way to make static and noise is just consistency. Consistently drop, consistently put content out, and just put, you know, just put yourself out there. You know, you can't expect to, let's say, drop one song and like in 4 months later drop another one and still have people that's interested, unless you already established yourself and you know your fan base and things. But the key to this, man, is just really keep it going. Put stuff out there, even if you're afraid to or you don't know how people gonna react to it, man. Just consistently just put stuff out. You never know what could hit, and you never know who's watching too. So that's how I, you know, that's how I.
Do you have any regrets of anything, any projects that you ever put out? I saw something that said, "Bury me like a legend," right? I'm like, why is he thinking like that so soon? Like he's thinking like, you know, bury me a legend. Why did you feel like that when you put out projects like that and get to where you are now? Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's funny you say that, because that was one of my first ever projects I ever put out. It was called Facts Only. That was my my first ever mixtape, first ever body of work, and that actually inspired and turned out to be my label. You know, I started my own label, Facts Only Music Group. So that's kind of like, you know, it's been with me since day one. But the first song on there was called Bury Me a Legend. And the reason I did that, to be honest with you, is more so like, the way I want to be seen is like, I want to leave my legacy no matter where I go, you know. Time is of the essence, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you never know when your last day is. So you want to, obviously, in my opinion, I want to live to the fullest. And no matter, you know, what happens to me, I'm gonna be immortal because my legend gonna live forever. So that's how I see it. You know, I was thinking that at a young age, and that's deep now that I think about it now, but I was just so hungry that like I was just like, man, I wanna get it. I wanna get to it. You know what I mean? One day I wanna be one of the greats. So
what's keeping you hungry right now?
the music, man, just everything I've accomplished so far. I just got a lot of good motion right now, so just wanna keep the motion going. I got this album coming out, Cruise Control. August 18th, so that's gonna be everywhere on all platforms, and I'm just striving to put some of the best music I've ever made out. You know what I mean? So.
Hence, you've got a show that you're headlining. This is gonna be your second show that you've headlined here in the DMV area.
Yes, absolutely. So August 12th, we're gonna be at Union Stage at the Wharf. It's my second headline. It's gonna be crazy. First, everyone who came to the first show know what we do, so you got to come to the second show and see part two. It's a summer banger. We're gonna have a lot of special guests in the building. We're gonna have a lot of labels in the building. We're also gonna have a lot of radio in the building, so I think it's gonna be a good event for a lot of artists, up and coming artists that I wanna put together so they can just go out there and just showcase themselves. You know what I mean? I'm really about, you know, working with the people and really just putting the right energy out there that's needed, you know what I mean? So.
You're calling the show Cruise Control. What's important about this show that wasn't happening last show that you're gonna do this time? I mean, headlining 2 shows, adding artists to it, you know, it's a lot to do. Not everybody can headline a show. The second time around is even bigger. What you want out of this?
What I want out of this, man, I just want the most, like, I just want to put on the greatest performance I've ever put on. That's how I see it. I want to put on, like, I want to do things that I didn't do the first show, like, you know, just on a stage, on a set, just getting, like, some more details on set. You know, I got a lot more merch for all my fans that's coming. You know, people love our merch. And what's different, we're also doing a meet and greet after. So, you know, those people who come to the show, who purchase their meet and greet tickets, they'll have the chance to come backstage, kick it with me, some of the other artists from the show, and just chill with me and the label. You know, Facts Only, we're gonna be there. So I can't wait, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Facts Only.
Yeah.
Give me 5 facts about Big Cruz that nobody ever knew until now.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. Number 1, I speak 3 languages. Number 2, I used to be a swimmer. Yeah, nobody know that. I used to be a swimmer, like on a swim team. Number 3, I've done like a European tour almost, but it was like with clubs. So like a lot of people may not know that, but that's a fact. I did tour in Europe last year. Dang, man. 2 more.
Yeah, 3.
My favorite type of food, I'm a food person in general, so I would just say that. I'm a food person in general, so like, if we go out to a restaurant, they better have good food. That's just like my favorite thing, so that's a fact. And then the 5th thing about me is I'm pretty, people probably don't know, like I'm religious, so I believe in, you know, the higher power a lot, and you know what I mean, I'm really in tune with, you know, energy and things like that. So those are 5 things I would say people don't know me that are facts. You know?
Okay,
Yeah,
you still swim?
Nah, man, I wish, man. I don't swim no more, man. I left that a long time ago. But I wish I could in my free time, man. It's a great sport.
If you had to choose swimming or basketball?
As far as what? As far as in general or just?
Your sport. Would you choose swimming or basketball?
I would choose swimming just because I know I'm good at it. And balling is life. That's my second favorite, but I would choose swimming because that's just, you know, that was my first true sport, you know what I mean?
5 facts that haven't happened that you want to become a fact.
All right.
Those 5 things.
Getting number 1 on Billboard, signing artists, opening my own recording studio in the DMV area specifically, going on tour with like Drake or somebody like that, and then, you know, damn, man, last one would probably be traveling the world or something, you know what I mean? So, and documenting it, so.
Well, you said something about manifestation, so I wanted you to do that right here.
Yes, sir.
Now, the important thing is you said it here, so it has to happen. Put a date on it.
For all those?
A date on it right now. Just one date.
2026. August 2026.
There it is.
August 2026.
There it is.
I'll see y'all in 3 years.
You got 60 seconds to tell your fan how much they mean to them. How much you mean to them, how much they mean to you. You got 60 seconds to do it. What you say?
Yo, y'all don't understand. Y'all the reason why I do this today. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? You guys will motivate me. You guys will keep me going on a daily basis. The thing I want to say the most to you guys is stay with me. Stay with me because it's a long journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. All right? Just keep watching us. Keep watching what we got going on. I promise you we got nothing but amazing stuff coming. I'm working so hard every day to get y'all right, and I appreciate y'all for getting me right every time and showing me the love and reciprocating the same energy. I love y'all. Y'all forever family with me, and we facts only forever.
Appreciate it, appreciate it. Where can they find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Cruzer, 5X, Cruzer, the number 5X. Everywhere on YouTube, Big Cruz, everywhere on Apple Music, Spotify, all the digital streaming platforms, Big Cruz. And yeah, man, everywhere else.
Appreciate you.
My brother.
Big Cruz,
yes,
5
sir.
times it happened. Sharif D. King, King Sharif, Big Cruz.